Hey YouTube, hope you're doing well. And before I get started on this video, I want to start by asking you guys a question. I'm moving rooms and offices, so I'm just wondering, what colour would you suggest painting a new office space for a creative? So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, and let's crack on with the video. So welcome back to another video. Today we're going to cover something slightly different today because I keep getting asked on Instagram, how do you create your carousel posts? And to be honest, they're quite simple and easy once you get used to doing them. And I'm going to show you today how to do it on two different platforms. I'm going to show you how to do it on Lightroom, and I'm going to show you how to do it for free also on Canva. I'm not too familiar with Canva, but I'm going to give it my best shot for you today to show you that there is a way of doing it for free. So why carousels as opposed to on Instagram? Anyone can do them, not just sports photographers. Anyone can do it to show or share more than one photo or video in one single post. It's a great way to engage your audience with a rich and interactive experience through that single post. It also helps with the algorithm in terms of getting that channel growth, because a carousel holds the attention of your viewer for hopefully longer than 4 seconds, which is kind of what Instagram is playing with that algorithm in terms of getting your posts seen by more people. So without further ado, let's dive straight in onto the computer, and I'm going to load up Photoshop first and go through how to create a carousel on Lightroom. Okay, so first things first, you just need to open up Photoshop to start with, and you're going to try and hit New File. Once you've done that, I've got a couple of presets loaded already, and one that's already here for what we need to do for making a carousel. But you can find videos on how to set up presets, etc. on Photoshop. I'm not a Photoshop channel, so I'm not going to run through that with you. But if you want to, pop me a message and I can more than happily do that for you. But so, with Instagram posts, we all know that portrait is king. So most posts are going to be posted with a height of 5 inches and a width of 4 inches. So with carousels, we just need to bear that in mind and multiply that width factor by a multiple of 4. So for me, in general, I like to create a carousel with 9 swipes and such. When you get onto Instagram, you swipe across and you can see different posts and videos. So with that in mind, I've already got a preset made here, which is 36 inches by 5. And you can change that obviously based on how many slides you want on your post. So I'm going to stick to 36 for this example, and also make sure your orientation is set to landscape. I think it does it automatically. Resolution, you don't always have to be 300 pixels per inch, especially for Instagram. You could also change that to 72 and it will just load that much quicker, but for quality's sake I'll keep it on 300. And everything should be good to go. So make sure you've got that set again to a multiple of 4 to how many slides you want, and then just click create. Once you're in on that, you'll just get a very blank canvas there, a very wide blank canvas. So the next thing you need to do is go to View at the top and hit Guides, and then hit New Guide Layout. I never bother with presets on this section, but again, you need to make sure you know your multiples of 4 again, and I know that 36 inches is is 9 times 4. So I'm going to put 9 columns in here. Obviously change that depending on how many multiples of 4 you got. And to start with, it might start, when you first try this, it might start with a gutter of 20. So just get rid of that, and then there will be no spacing in between each of your slides, which is quite important, because when you're doing carousels, you want that silky smooth movement across from one swipe to the next. So make sure that gutter is removed, and then just hit OK. Now my computer's got this saved really weirdly, you just need to find the slice tool, and you can search for that in the top right corner if you want to, but for me, slice tool is just weirdly placed. Once you've got the slice tool activated, then you just need to press slices from guides. And that just separates your pictures into 9 separate files, but you can still work with this file in one place. So next thing you need to do really is try and find the pictures that you want. I've not created a carousel yet for the last American football game I went to, so this is going to be very new to me as well. And basically you want to maybe either tell a story or just whack some pictures and videos in there. Now for the purpose of this video in particular, I'm going to show you how to do this with a straight photo gallery, but I'm also going to, just for this example, I'm going to throw in and put in a video within Instagram in one of the slots, and we'll see how that comes out in general, and then I'll replace it with a photo and we'll just see how it looks. But so what I'll do with the video, I'll just bear that in mind, and in the middle picture, which is number 5, I'm just going to leave that with a straight picture, so then I can replace that with a video within Instagram. Hopefully that makes sense. It might not, but so sometimes when I am doing carousels on Instagram, I tend to kind of, on the 5th picture, for example, I have a picture that is pretty much like a straight picture anyway, whether that's going to be landscape or portrait. For this example that I'm looking at now on my phone, it is actually a landscape photo, but I've centered it into this 5th picture. So maybe I'll do that again on this post. But yeah, so as I said, you need to find pictures for your post and then fill it in basically. Now the first picture on this I want to be 4x5 because it's the first picture anyone is going to see. So we're going to fill that up with a picture from your gallery, and I really like this helmet shot I think I did early on, so I'm going to drag that into my file. Now all the pictures will get put into that middle picture as a default, and then how I find the best way to stretch these photos out, especially if they're not 4x5, is just by grabbing the side tool there, and then it automatically locks on to the side of that sliced picture, if that makes any sense. So, and then I'll just make sure it's central, like so. So that's the first picture done. And then really you can play with this as much as you want to all the way across. As I said, the 5th picture is going to be maybe something that you can replace with a video, etc., which is what I'm going to do on this video, or you can just leave it as a straight picture. I am starting to waffle. But right, let's find some other pictures to fill this in with. Okay, so I think I found the picture I'm going to put in the middle here, and I'll put it in as a second picture. So I'm going to leave this in the middle, and what you'll notice is actually because the quarterback has thrown the ball there, I'm going to leave kind of that ball in that center, in that 4th image in this section. Just add it as a bit of a background in there. So that one's filled up the page there, and then I'm just going to find some other pictures. So so you can play around with these things. So what I'll do here is just show you some different ways of doing some bits on the carousel. I'm going to drag Louise here, and then just grab it, and then maybe, I don't know, oh there it is. Okay, so sometimes it will just lock on quite well. So that'll be there, and then I'll just knock it down to the side there, and then grab another side on picture as well. Probably just another warm-up one, maybe one of the team. Let's do one of the team. So I said you have complete freedom on this as to what you want to do with filling this up. It takes a lot of practice getting used to doing this and how you want to tell your story of the day. Maybe I'll just put in some of my pictures that I know that worked quite well. So there's one of the receivers here I'm going to put in. Maybe I'll put that at the end. I've already used this picture in a video. So yeah, one of the MVPs from the day, I think. So one of the other cool things you can do, I'll just put an image in here, is that you can also use the erase tool to kind of blend in some of your photos, which is what I've done in the past as well. So I've just put this picture of one of the defensive players in the picture, and I want to get rid of this space in here between the pictures that are on top of each other. So to do that, you grab the eraser tool, click on the area, anywhere in the area, and just make sure you rasterize the picture. Make that size tool a lot bigger, and then just blend that in gently. So that's another way that you can create some kind of drama in the pictures that you're doing on your carousel. Don't want to go too far though, because you kind of get that checkered pattern underneath because it's a transparent background, but I think I might have gone a bit too far as well. So maybe I'll just take out a little bit. But yeah, make sure you are rasterizing the layer that you want to erase, and then that way you can actually delete the right layer. So I'm going to finish up tidying up this carousel to somewhere where I want to get it to, and then we'll come back to how we export this. So let me just fill that in. So I think I've got this to where I want it to be for now. It's probably not a post that I will probably end up going with, but I need to tinker around with it some more. But for the purpose of this video, it is exactly what you guys are probably looking for in terms of how to do this. And again, as you get more practice with doing stuff like carousels on Photoshop, you can quite easily get better at being a bit more creative with it in terms of the rubbing out, the placings of photos, etc., putting borders around things, and just ultimately just getting something that your viewers, your followers will really enjoy. So I now finished this, so now I need to try and export it to my computer. As we've already sliced this up, it's going to be quite easy to do. So all you need to do is head to File, Export, and then you'll see a tab or an option there for saving as web legacy. So you need to select that, let it load up. Sometimes it takes a while to do, and then make sure that you've selected JPEG up in the top right and you are on optimized in the top left corner, and then pretty much just need to make sure that settings are all to where you want it to be. So I always select optimized, just creates a bit of a smaller file, and which seems to work really well anyway on Instagram, because file sizes don't need to be that big at all, but then making sure quality is set to 100. So save that to wherever you want it to be on the computer, where you can find it nice and easily. And simple as that, just save, and it will save you 9 separate files because we're working on a 9-piece post here. So once you've done that, just check over the images that you've got on your computer and just make sure that they're okay quality wise. As I said, this is now zoomed in on the computer on a very small file size. Let's just have a look at how big the file sizes are there. Under a megabyte, and still the quality is pretty decent. So just make sure that those pictures are okay before you go and get it onto your phone. So what I'll do now is I'll export these onto my phone. Every device is different. I'm working on a PC, so I can't airdrop things, which is what I used to be able to do on my Mac laptop. So I do it through Google Photos. Anyway, waffling. I'm going to get these onto my phone and then we'll go from there. Alrighty, so I've got my photos now saved onto my phone. So what I need to do now is open up the Instagram app on my phone. Obviously go to creating a new post, and then your 9 images should be there on your phone ready to post. Now, the main thing is, depending on where you've saved these and how they've transferred across to your phone, you might want to have the reference on your computer still so that you can go back and see what order you've got these photos in. So I've done that here on the computer. So yeah, what I'll do now, and what you need to do as well, is make sure that you select your opening image and then press the multiple post button, and then just put them in the order that you created them in. So let me do that for you now. 3, 4, I've got my reference on my computer, making this a bit easier. There's the 5th image, which we're going to change in a minute. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's my 9 images. Now, what I'm going to do, and then obviously you press next, go through, check them all. By doing that slice tool, it will give you a nice smooth transition from one photo to the next. So you'll see that once you post it. It's a lifesaver, not having that guttering in there, like you can see on this at the moment. You might be a bit confused as why there's a bit of a gap there, but when you actually post, it goes. So what I'm going to do for the purpose of this video is get rid of all of those posts. I'm going to start again, and I'm going to put in a video in the middle there on that 5th photo. So again, select your open image. Because the 4:5 aspect ratio is kind of held in that first image, now you can put in your what do we say? We're going to do the 5th image, aren't we? So your 2nd, your 3rd, and your 4th images in there. Again, using my reference as to what the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th photos are going to be. And then I want to use a video. Now, the other day I created a reel for the wyverns, so I'm just going to put that in there, for example, as the 5th post, and then go back to your 6th, your 7th, 8th, and the 9th image, and then press next. And you'll see as you slide across, obviously your 4th, 5th there, your 5th one is a video, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And you can add as many videos in on this carousel post as you want, really. It's not really a question of, all right, a carousel should be a straight photo post. You can add as many photos or videos in there as you want to. And again, adding a different variation of formats of photography, etc., will help engage your audience on the app, on your posts. So by having photos and videos in there is a massive help, and keeps people on your post for longer, helping the algorithm, helping you grow. So I just thought I'd show you that as a form of creating a carousel, and hope that helps a lot of you guys out there that are wanting to know how to create carousels on Instagram. So yeah, now I've shown you on Photoshop, I'm now going to take you back into the computer and show you quickly how to do something like this on Canva. Now, what I've done to speed up the process a little bit is by saving the image from a Photoshop as one big long strip. So then I'll just put the same 9 images into Canva, and we can create the file and export it as well. But yeah, as I said, I'm not a Canva proficionado. Ooh, big word. I don't even know if that's the right word. But yeah, it will still give you an idea of how you can do something for free and creating a carousel. So yeah, let's get back into the computer. Alrighty, so we're going to dive into Canva now. Now, Canva is a free platform that you can use on your computer. They do have like a premium account, which I don't have because I have Adobe and all the software programs that are on there. But if you don't have access to Adobe, you can use something like Canva, which will do a lot of different things, really good quality actually, and also it's free. So I thought I'd try and show you on Canva as much as I can how to do a carousel on this platform. So first of all, yeah, you need to open up Canva, set up an account on Canva, and then I think it's displayed slightly differently on different methods or forms of phones, iPads, etc. So I'm just going to show you on a computer what that looks like. So you need to go over to creating a design in the top right. Now remember what we used on Photoshop. We created a 36 by 5 aspect ratio file. So once you've clicked to create a design, you head down to custom size. You can then change pixel count to inches, and then simply just put in that same file size that we used over on Photoshop. So 36 by 5, and then click create new design. You'll get that same long strip again. It won't have a transparent background. I think transparent backgrounds you need to have Canva Pro for, but we can go with it anyway because we've already created the file and not left any blank spaces. So what I'll do now is upload that long image onto Canva. Not to resize it, I think it will actually stretch and lock into place on the borders. So that is now done. Just make sure it is actually positioned correctly. And what I would do from here is literally, because I don't think there's a form of slicing on Canva. I have had a look into it, but what you could also now do is within your phone is export this to your phone and then slice it up as new images from 1 to 9. Now, I have a bit of an issue with this because with Photoshop, you can actually have those clean slices, those clean swipes, whereas doing it this method, you are kind of leaving yourself to not having that precision. So I haven't found a way yet of doing it. You might have an idea how to do it. You can leave a comment down below. But in terms of having a way of doing this for free as opposed to Photoshop, I think Canva is a great place to start. So once this image is complete, obviously go and share it. You download it, and then you download it to your computer, wherever you normally save your images. And yeah, that's how you do it on Canva, really. It's quite simple. Obviously, I haven't had to play around with positioning the images on this platform, but as I say, it's quite easy to create something very similar on this platform. So that's pretty much how to do carousels. The uploading, the procedure is the same on the phone, on Photoshop and on Canva. And again, you can add photos and videos to a carousel post, and that makes it more engaging for your audience. So I hope this video has helped you in terms of thinking of different ways to create an Instagram post, in particular, not just posting one image from a day out, from an event, from a photo shoot, etc., but creating multiple images from the day. You can include behind the scenes if you want to, just to kind of sell that aspect of how you work, etc. But in general, the idea is to kind of sell a story or something within one post. Anyway, I'm going to keep waffling, and actually I'm going to move on to now the hashtag that I've started up on this channel to share your work. So again, hopefully this video has helped, and let's move on to the next section. Typically Amazon arrived just as I was about to record the next bit. Don't actually know what that is. We'll see in a minute. Anyway, a couple of videos ago I set up a hashtag for you guys to start using on your posts on Instagram, mainly to try and share your work to a wider audience. So that hashtag again is just James Sports, and at the end of some videos I'll be sharing your work based on the hashtags that, or the hashtag that you are using. And again, that is just James Sports. So I'm going to go to the hashtag now and see what you guys are sharing. And to start with, obviously not many people have or actually seen that the hashtag exists, but I am very aware that this is very new and appreciative of those people that are starting to use the hashtag. And the first image I am going to show here is by Joss Anarin, and I'm probably butchering your name, but this is a beautiful, beautiful image that you have that you've shared here of a downhill cyclist. and it's definitely a sport that I want to go and shoot myself in the future. And especially looking at pictures like this, it's just very, very inspiring. There's a very nice leading line there from the bottom left corner through to the subject in the middle, and then disappears off again up into the background. Beautiful image, and the lighting is just really, really nice. Joss, you're going to have to invite me on one of your days out, because I need to shoot some downhill or some mountain biking. So great image there. Thank you, Joss, for sharing. And the other one that has used the hashtag is Martin Stoney, taken some images from the tour of Britain last year. There was one image that I really, really liked. I think it was, well, I like detail shots like this one, for example, but obviously you can't go wrong as a Brit, and seeing Ineos now, or formerly Team Sky. So a great set of photos there, Martin. And what I probably would have liked is to seen a bit, obviously you're very restricted to how many positions you're allowed, especially as an amateur following the Tour of Britain, but obviously that's just me, and would have been good to see some different positions. But really like those images that you've shared of an experience that you've had watching the Tour of Britain. So thank you, Martin. And obviously the last one is just one of my carousels that I've shared recently on Instagram, and you can find me on Instagram at JustJamesMedia. So thank you for those two that have started using the hashtag. It is greatly appreciated, and if you guys want to use that hashtag in future, then I will start sharing them on YouTube. So thank you very much for your support on that, and hopefully again this video has helped you to some degree in creating some carousels. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. But until the next video, I'll see you in the next one.